Once again, we'll go back to the Prepare tab, select our models, delete selected, or you can press the delete key on your keyboard. We'll go back to Thingiverse. And this is the file that I want. I'll scroll down. We can see it has 632 makes and 127 comments. The makes look really good. Let's take a look at what the sculptor has to say about his work. So he does not have any suggestions for the model. You can go into the files and download the specific file that you want. File, open files, Groot bust. I'm going to bring in low. You can see here that it's showing that it needs some support material under here. I'm going to look at the makes and just see if anyone shows support material. So I'll click on a make, and it says supports yes. All right, let's look back, see if anyone else says that they use supports. This person says no, they did not use supports. This person did use supports. And this person did use supports. So I'm going to use support. If you don't know whether you should use supports or not use supports, err on the side of using supports. You would rather take the supports off than have your print totally fail. So I'm going to go in. You see that it says that there's some model errors. The highlighted areas indicate either missing or extraneous services. Fix your model and open it again into Cura. I'll actually go ahead and show you right now how I would go about repairing a model. So I have Prusa Slicer, which is free, downloaded on my computer. I'll open that up. This is a different slicer, but all we're going to be using this for is the model repair tool. So once again, we go up to File, Import, STL. I'm going to go to 3D Models, Groot Bust, Files, Low. I'm going to right-click, Fix by Windows Repair Algorithm. Then I will right-click again, Export as STL, and I will rename this Dash Repaired. Now I can close out of Prusa. I will delete this model from the build plates, open files, and open low repaired. And now we aren't getting that error. So I'll go in and double check all of our settings. Quality 0.2, walls 3. We won't be changing the top and bottom. Infill 20. I'm going to bring that down to 15. I don't believe that this will need 20. Material 205. Speed we won't need to change. Travel we shouldn't need to change. Cooling we shouldn't need to change. Supports we're going to turn supports on. And I'll have supports on everywhere. If you wanted to experiment with tree supports, this would be a perfectly fine time to do so. I'm going to go with normal supports. And then I'll go ahead and put a brim on it just to make sure that it sticks down nicely. I can always remove the brim after the fact with a deburring tool. So we'll slice. We can see that it is 5 hours and 18 minutes and an estimated 58 grams of filament will be used. Let's go into preview and just take a look at where it's going to be putting all the supports. So we'll have supports all under here and around in here. And just to show you the difference, we'll go ahead and come in here and change our support to touching build plate and reslice and take a look at that. Our printing time has been reduced to 4 hours and 49 minutes, and it is now using 56 grams of filament. So let's take a look at what that looks like. So now we don't have anything around the neck or up on the head and shoulders. We just have around the eyes, under the chin, and just along the pecs here. While we're at it, I'll show you what the tree supports look like. So now it's 5 hours and 3 minutes with another 58 grams. We'll look at the preview. So these are the tree supports. You can see how they kind of look like branches coming up from the build plates, but they just touch the model where it needs the support, instead of kind of coating it the way it was before. Personally, looking at this model, I think I might give the tree supports a try, but it could be difficult to remove under the chin here. The different types of supports are really up to you, how much post-processing you're willing to go through. You can have some creative license here with how it is that you would like to create the supports. Or even if you want to print it with supports at all, as we saw, someone did say that they printed theirs without any supports. If we were to print without supports, assuming that the model does not fail, it would take 4 hours and 13 minutes and use 52 grams. Personally, I don't think that is a high enough reduction in time or materials usage to risk the model potentially failing or having a lot of drooping around here. So those are a few different ways that I might slice the Groot bust.